ladies and gentlemen, what's popping? What's popping? Everything all right, I see you. Everything all right, I see you. Bryce Nice, I see you guys. Real Dana. Yeah. I see all of y'all. I see all of y'all. How you guys doing? What's popping? What's popping? What's popping? Where my TikTok folks at? All right, I did tell you guys that we're going to be. I hope everybody can hear me clear though. I did tell you guys. I did tell you guys that um Bobby, thanks. Every Wednesday around this time, I'm gonna be talking about a couple of topics. I call it Wisdom Wednesdays. Okay, Wisdom Wednesdays. And don't mind me if I'm looking all over. I got screens all over, right? And Wisdom Wednesdays is going to be, kind of like a talk session where we talk about some of the things that I mentioned in my videos. If you guys have watched some videos, you could bring up some topics and we could talk about it. I know what I want to talk about today. I released a video today, so I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it. But I'm gonna say hello to everybody. The messages are coming in a little late because I'm using this streaming platform called Restream, and it's kind of lagging. I don't know why that's happening, but we're gonna do what we can do. This is the first episode, so of course it's going to be a little rusty. I had my first episode of Money Mondays, or what you call it, Making Moves Mondays. I have my Wisdom Wednesdays today, and we're going to be talking about some of the things that we kind of like addressed in my short form videos. My short form videos are too short, so you guys are not going to understand what's going on, just snippets of information. So I come here so I can explain some of them. I'm going to be getting some guests too. If you want to join in, make sure you try to put in. Thanks for the rose, Tito Soak Inc. I appreciate the rose. If you want to support, of course, feel free to put all the little things on there. I'm not sure what TikTok does and Instagram does, but whatever you want to do to support. So today, guys, let's get straight to it. We're going to be talking about, I don't know if you guys been watching some of my videos. Some of you people will just be watching some of the funny stuff. I'll be dropping some points on some extra, I'll be dropping some nuggets. But you guys, it's either you're watching the funny stuff or the dating stuff. Some of my nuggets go viral. But I feel like you guys are not catching on some of those things. You guys need to go watch some of my other videos. Go load up on my videos because I think I'm dropping some points. Let me see who joined. I see TikTok is popping. Everybody good? Jennifer, I see you. I see you. I see you. Jada deny official. That name is so long. Danielle, I see you. I see you. I see you, Danielle. All right. So I made a video. I posted a video. I think that was early this morning. I just be loading. Every time I post like 6 videos a day, guys. You guys should go check out my videos. The video I posted, and I'm gonna post it in the weekend because I don't think the algorithm did that one justice. I'm gonna post it again. Today's topic is really a question. And the question is, what if, you know what, let me type it in here. What if one reason why people are unhappy or unhappier is because they are thinking about their happiness too much. Okay, can I pin down a comment on this? Okay, man, I need to, for somebody who is a tech bro, I'm really shitty at these apps. Or maybe it's because I'm using a computer. I can't pin a comments. If I use my laptop, I might just say I can pin a comments. So that's the topic today. It's our number one is, are we engulfed with ourselves? Are we too obsessed with ourselves? Right? And another way to ask about it is, when we think about, oh, what do you, as somebody, I see a couple of content creators going around asking people, saying, are you happy? And people are like, yeah, I'm happy. And then they ask go questions, why are you happy? And it seems like we're in an era in life where we're chasing happiness, right? And it doesn't seem that we are getting happier as a people, right? And one of the analogies that I would use now is, I tried to take a nap before I got here. I was tired. I've been moving around and doing some stuff. And then, I've been having some sleep problems. I never used to have sleep problems in the past. And when I never used to have sleep problems in the past, it was mostly because, I just thought that I was a superman. I was a super sleeper. Basically, like I could just go to my bed and fall asleep easily. I didn't really have to think about it. So when I started to have sleep problems, I now moved into a phase in my life where I was now trying to sleep. You get what I'm saying? So now this is the problem. And I didn't think about it until recently. Every time I go to take a nap now, I'm like, okay, now I want to sleep. And now, so I'm sleeping and I'm still like half awake, half asleep, but I'm actively trying to sleep. Most times when I'm actively trying to sleep and thinking about the process of sleeping as if it's something like a goal, I notice, and I don't know if it's just me, I didn't get enough sleep. I couldn't sleep as perfectly as I used to be when it used to be like I just slept. And I think about it now that I think about it, I think you think about swimming the same way too, right? Swimming. Swim teachers or swim school trainers are gonna tell you that, the more you think about the process, the less likely you are to get it right. So you're just supposed to let yourself go. Ladies and gentlemen, the last time I tried to let myself go, I almost let myself go down to the bottom of the ocean. You get what I'm saying? So see those two analogies that I gave you guys: sleep and swimming. As a generation, as a people, my diagnosis now, and you guys should talk about it, is the pursuit of happiness by itself is an oxymoron. And you're less likely to be consistently and persistently happy if you chase happiness by itself. That's my proposition. So I'm going to leave you guys. You guys think about it. And the reason I say this is because there's no time in history, ladies and gentlemen. There's no time in history where people are as selfish as they are right now. Like everybody is chasing what they need. And just, I mean, think about it. That's why anything that has to do with community is not working. Anything that you have to do with groups of people is not working as you used to be before. And there's bad things with groups, there's bad things with singular, right? There's good things with groups, there's bad things with singular. But the idea here now is that as a single person, let's talk in this context of a relationship, right? As a single person, you think about what matters to you. You ask yourself all the time, is like, what does this bring to me? And I think that a lot of times, as if you've stayed single for a long time, a lot of you guys don't understand that you get attuned to your own wishes and desires more than people, more than other people. So much so that when you eventually get into the relationship, the first 3 business months of the relationship, if I was to put a bet that somebody will ruin the relationship, I'll put the bet on you. Not because, not because you are, and that's not because you've been single for so long and maybe you've been a bad person. No, it's just because when you are single for so long and you're like, I wake up in the house, like I could wake up anytime I want. I don't really have to care about what the other person is doing. If I woke up too late to kiss them good morning or whatever it is, or make food or whatever it is, like I'm just, all my happiness metrics is in this body, right? By the time I do that for like 3 business years and I go into a relationship, right? I don't know it, but passively, right, I might be thinking very, very, very selfishly. Not because I'm selfish or not because I'm innately selfish, but because I'm used to being selfish as a person that has been single for so long. That's why I released one video back in the day when I was telling you guys that, man, if you've been single for so long and you get into the relationship, you need to start writing, take a diary, take an actual diary and start writing the places where you've been messing up, because you will mess up a lot of times, especially there's so many things that you do happen being in a relationship. There's something in the body called a relationship muscle. Don't go look it up, but it means that people that have been in relationships for much longer, they're more used to selflessness than people who have been single for longer. Just because relationships, marriages, and all those things, they're a practice of selflessness, right? Because you got to wake up and not think about only yourself. So if you have been single for a long time, some of you have been single for almost 12 decades. You get what I'm saying? I just want you guys to understand that you may be the problem, right? But that's not what we're talking about. I'm just using that to bring home the point that once you chase happiness for yourself, right? Yes, you might get like little rewards here and there. You're gonna get little rewards here and there. That's not a problem. And that's the rewards I see people talking about in the comment section, talking about I'm happiest right now. If you look at it, right, some of the people who talking about I'm the happiest right now, these are young people. Now we're gonna check you when you're 53. Now, if you understand, original from Nigeria, right? There's a thing where it's kind of like people get scammed. And when you look at the scam details, I was looking yesterday at a scam news. A guy, his mom got scammed. He traveled to the country of the scam nation to go investigate why his mom got scammed and to get revenge. When he got there, he saw like regular people who were trying to make ends meet and whatever it is. But what he also noticed is that those people were trying to get even basic money to just live, right? And then his focus now moved to his mom, why is it so much so that his mother was so easy to scam? He wrote there in the article, he said, my mom is strong, my mom is independent, she seemed happy. But when I look at the details of the scam, it was like kind of like somebody told you they were they were in the army and that they don't have money and you should give them money. And what they were offering you was kind of like companionship, something as easy as companionship. And you were willing to go to your retirement account to go, put that money in there. You get what I'm saying? So now here's the thing. A lot of people feel now younger at the young age that, oh, I'm going to focus on me. I'm going to focus on the things that make me happy. I'm going to focus on all of these things. And initially, it actually gets you those little rewards of happiness. You feel like you're happy and we'll call it little bouts of happiness. The only thing is that the goalpost of happiness keeps shifting. A lot of you guys travel. You go to well, Mexico, you go to Costa Rica, whatever it is, and then you feel happy in the moment. You come back and then after a few months you're not happy again, and you have to take another trip to go increase your happiness, which is fine, right? You do the same thing over and over again. After extended periods of time, it doesn't really seem like the happiness has compounded. It just feels like, okay, yeah, I think I'm living life. I think I'm chilling and all those things. It doesn't really feel like it's actually compounded. What now happens when you grow older is that a lot of times people derive the most happiness from other people. It's like if everything that you need is within yourself, after a while, the goalpost keeps changing. It keeps switching. And the actual amount of happiness does not increase too much. That's why that's why a lot of people will tell you, you know, get a family. A lot of people tell you, love your parents. A lot of people say go help somebody. That's why a lot of people, when they're older, they feel like if they give more, they're gonna derive some form of happiness, right? That's going to tell you that the more you obsess about yourself, your own needs and everything, the less likely you're going to exponentially increase your happiness. And that's what happened to the woman, right? At the point where she was, strong, independent, doing everything she wanted, she got to an age where she wanted companionship. That's where she wanted a story. And if you go read the entire story, you see what I mean. She wanted a story. She wanted a happy ending. She wanted like some form of, I need this. And she was willing to move out of a very comfortable place to a place where kind of things were not that good to be able to mm, get what she needed at the time, right? And so you don't need to get to that point in time. A lot of you guys, I see you guys, you know, social media is kind of like a marketplace nowadays. It's a marketplace where you see people's behaviors and in real time. And what I have noticed with people is that everybody wants to be celebrated. Everybody wants nuggets. Everybody wants a trophy. You get to school, you get a degree, you're more interested in how people elevate you. Say, hey, put me up. Oh, I just got a degree. Here's your like. Here's my comments. Here's your gift. Here's this thing. People want to be celebrated more than, right, the actual intrinsic value of the thing. And the real problem is not that they care about the relationships with these people. It's more so that they want to be happy by telling themselves that they were able to accomplish something, right? So a lot of us have come from an age where, maybe the world told us, we're nothing or whatever it is. And then we moved to a place where, the world told us that you are special. You are special. It's you. It's all about you. And a lot of people do not understand that the bulk of these things came from marketing companies. Marketing companies want to sell you stuff, but to sell you stuff, they need to make you feel like you're special, right? And so if you check the history of dating, if you check the history of I'll say like rings, diamond rings, for instance, engagement rings, all those things, all of those things were like marketing strategies where they were not always the thing. And the idea here is that when you feel special, when you feel like it's you're the center of the universe, you're able to be sold a lot of things. That's it's a whole marketing discipline. Some of you guys who went to business school, you know how that works. But a lot of us have internalized that thing to mean that, oh, if I really get this thing, I'm going to be happy. If I get that thing, if I get this praise, if I get this likes, if I get this jewelry, if I get this thing, I'm going to make myself happy. And you see that you just keep going and you keep going, you keep going. It never really gets you that click, that happiness click that you just be like, oh man, I'm good. You get what I'm saying? So I'm thinking that it's high time we as a people start to rethink this happiness bubble that we are. We need to rethink this happiness bubble that we are and start to think again and ask ourselves some really important questions. It's kind of like Do we really want to continue with this self obsession? I call it self obsession. A lot of you guys do it. A lot of you guys do it. The self obsession makes you, it makes your happiness focal point just singular. It make so if and you also be very hard to please. Basically, you're going to be very hard to please. Like somebody who is very obsessed with themselves, they're hard to please because everything that you have to do it towards them. You, if you date somebody who's selfish, for instance, and some of you are selfish, but you don't know. But if you date somebody who's selfish, your existence might not make them happy. They cannot derive happiness from you just sitting down and doing your thing. Everything has to be done towards them for them to make them happy. That's why, you hear people talking about, man, I don't, if you ask somebody a question, so, oh yeah, how's your relationship? Oh, how's your partner? It's like, man, they treat me right. They do this to me. They do this to this. They do this to me. 98.9% of the description is starting from them. It ends with them. You get what I'm saying? There's nothing about, oh, I like how my partner treats the plants around the house. Oh, I like how my partner does something. It always has to live and end with you. That's the current, that's where we are right now as a society. That's where we are. And I kid you not, a lot of people do this. Everybody is doing this right now. Even you that you are looking at me now, denying that you're not doing it. You're doing it. All I gotta do is go look at your profile, go look at your pictures on your profile, go look at your stories, and I could tell that you're obsessed with yourself. And a lot of people who have, a lot of you guys don't think. That's the problem. Now, if you think you're trying to choose a partner, you're trying to choose a partner, you're looking for, oh, how do they treat me? How does he take me on a porter? How does she does do this to me? Ladies and gentlemen, you're gonna miss the mark so bad because you're too focused on yourself. But if you nobody's saying don't focus on yourself, and that's what I'm not saying. I'm not saying just neglect yourself. I'm saying take care of that. But move to another angle. Also, think about how this person, this individual, how do they treat the surroundings around them? How do they interact with their surroundings? Right? Decenter yourself in dating. Start decentering yourself in dating. And these are the kind of things that will make you understand when you go on a date, for instance, and you have to ask questions. Some of you people, the only question you know in the history of question is, what's your favorite color? What's your love language? And the reason why you are asking that love language is not because of those people, or you're asking the love language because you want to know how they can satisfy you. You want to know how this person is going to treat you in the love. That's all you want. You get what I'm saying? When you do that, and it's clear, a lot of people who have, transcended, if you have dated for a long time, right? You can get to a point where you're getting dating fatigue. Dating fatigue is when you're just tired of dating. Why? Because you go and meet somebody, after a while, you talk to the person, you now discover that the person is not who they claim to be. That's because you guys are too focused on yourselves and how people treat you. That's how people deceive you. Because, mind you, somebody can come into your life, and because you have big nyash means big bum bum. Big bum bum means big behind. For people that went to school, it's called gluteus maximus. Somebody can treat you very well because your bum bum is big. Somebody can treat you very well because you have a fine face. Somebody can treat you very well because you're just a nice person, you're a generous person. Somebody can treat you very well because of something they want to give you get from you. So it's not a good metric by itself, stand alone. Not saying that it's not a good metric itself. I'm saying by itself. Some of you English, I know English is my 11th language, but some of you guys, I don't even understand what you're saying. So when you overly center yourself, You are easy to deceive. Matter of fact, the easiest person to deceive in the whole world is the person who who enjoys being put on a podium. You get what I'm saying? That's the easiest person to deceive. Oh, it's my day. Oh, it's my week. Some of you, it's not even bet week again. It's bet 3 months, bet quarter. Somebody say, it's my best bet quarter. Your bet quarter, what do you mean by bet quarter? You were born in 1989 in the year January. You have claimed the whole quarter as your bet quarter. No problem, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just joking on that. Don't. So uh, there's some things that people do and people just brush it aside. It's like, oh, it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things. But if somebody wants to call you selfish, if you're truly selfish, it's little things that we'll use to know how selfish you are in general, right? And if you're that kind of person, that somebody like, you need to be celebrated at all every time. You need to be you need to be put on a pedestal every time. You need to be like, people need to worship you. I like a man that worships me. That's not a problem. That's good. That's a natural feeling to have. When it's too much, ladies and gentlemen, that might be 25.9% the reason why you keep meeting shitty men. Because I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm the number one end times dating coach on the planet. I'll tell you this for sure. When I was in the when I was close to the streets, I wasn't in the streets, but I was like sidewalk. You get what I'm saying? When I was not serious in life. And this is back, back, times five back in the day. Please don't judge me. Judge me later. When when we wanted to chase women, ladies and gentlemen, the easiest person to chase is the person who was susceptible. English is not my second language. Who fell for sweet words. What are sweet words? Flattering words. What are flattering words? Oh, you are the one. After you is nobody else. Queen and more. Queen and more problems. You are who you say you are. You keep going. Or you just be slightly, be dropping one or two flattery things here and there. This is just a regular and normal thing, right? And to us, it was a game. To many people, it's just a game, right? But to people like me, it's social science. You see how people react when you massage their ego, when you tell them what they want to hear. That's because once you center yourself, when you don't see your place in the world as a participant, but you see your place in the world as the center of the universe, where you are only God's child. Everybody is God's enemy. You are the only one that God gave you. Now, God gave you this earth to just massage. Then you will be the easiest person to deceive in the history of deception. Am I preaching about? I'm not preaching. Dolly, the angle is interesting, right? That's because a lot of people tell you, even the therapists of today, they tell you that, oh, you know what, you, you should take care of you. But I'm telling you that you should decenter yourself. What I'm not telling you though, what I'm not telling you is to not take care of yourself. So please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't take care of yourself. And I'm not saying don't take care of your needs. I'm not saying you should go all out and be, prioritizing other people's needs and not your own. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you have to start decentering yourself in terms of how you look at life. Whenever whenever you meet people, and this is not just dating, this is also friendships, right? If you want to know a fake friend, it's not just how the person deals with you directly. Because a fake friend, one thing, I don't know whether you guys have had a fake friend before. The people in life that have mastered the art of fake friends, fake friendness, ladies and gentlemen, those are the nicest people in the whole world. Nicest to you. You get what I'm saying? Nicest to you, and that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like you how you know they're a fake friend. It's not that they're not nice to you. It's that they're inconsistent with the niceness. But if you want to catch that inconsistency, it's not just in relation to you. See how they behave to your other friend, a mutual friend that you guys have. But these things would only happen seamlessly if you start to decenter yourself. Decenter yourself. Decenter yourself. I've been trying to tell you, but you guys don't understand what I'm talking about. That's why I came on here to explain. I released a video about this. It's a short video. And so I came here to talk about it. And that's going to be what I'm going to be doing on Wednesdays, Wisdom Wednesdays. I'm going to say something and then I'm going to come out here and explain this thing. For people who don't know me, my name is Professor Olufoyi. I'm the number one end times dating coach on the planet. But if you look at it, well, I'm the situationship navigation coach. Does not mean that I'm trying to keep you in situationships or even endorse situationships. I'm just trying to get you guys to understand patterns in people's behavior. Situationship is not dating, it's life. That makes me a life coach. You are at the right place at the right time. Wisdom Wednesdays. I'm going to be here this time of the day. Don't miss it. Let me see what the comment section is saying before I go. I've been talking too much. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm reading comments. Behavioral. Nonye Poraro. Is that how you say it? Poraro. Yeah. I feel you. I feel you. Yeah, being called selfish is kind of cute, right? It's cute to the person who is selfish. The person who is on the other end, it can get cute because sometimes think about it, right, guys? Our children, when they're little, they're selfish, and we it's kind of cute, right? But we expect them to behave some certain type of way, and then when they start growing, their selfishness is no longer cute, right? It gets to annoying. And then depending on how they now grow into an adult, you no longer tolerate selfishness from your kids because it means that this person is most likely not going to take care of you or actually even care about you that much when you're older, right? So you can see that there's levels to it. Once you're in that cutesy phase in a relationship, for instance, selfishness is cute, you know, like you're dealing with somebody who's kind of like selfish. Oh, you're very selfish. It means that you give them something they'll be so happy, but it's like oh, blah blah blah. But as you grow in love or grow in hate or grow in whatever it is that people are growing nowadays, you start to see that selfishness moves from being cute to annoying to distasteful to hey, I don't want to be with this person any longer because the stakes keeps getting higher, and a selfish person will ruin your life. And the truth about it matters. Yes, self-preservation and being selfish, two different things. I agree. The truth about the matter is like selfish is not something that you just turn off and turn off based on the cutesy thing that you want to do, right? It's actually an attitude. It's a behavior, right? And most selfish people do not know that they're selfish because we live in a culture where people don't call people out any longer. They don't be like, oh, you're selfish. If you call somebody selfish now, it looks like hating on them, or maybe you're just like coming at them. But so a lot of selfish people do not know. But you, on the other hand, what you need to understand is if you're gauging people's likelihood to be selfish based on how they treat you alone, you're always going to miss the mark, or most times you're going to miss the mark. You have to figure out how they treat the surroundings around them. So you have to pay attention to how they do. And that's the thing. But the main idea of this class is to focus on what you can control, which is yourself, right? And In how many ways, number one, are you just too self-centered? I know a lot of people are like, you know, I've grown up my life, I've given myself to people too much. I have a habit of thinking about people before I think about myself. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take care of me. I'm gonna prioritize me. I'm gonna do this. Fine, right? But here's the thing: when you start to do that, it's good because it starts up. You know, I got it. You can't hurt yourself all the time just to make people feel happy. So you have to take care of yourself. But what happens? What tends to happen is some people are just when they start on that journey, it never ends. It just keeps going. And then there's a thin line between, oh, I'm taking care of myself to it's all about me. And when you cross that thin line, many times you don't know. That's the thing. And I would argue that it's not even many times, right? It starts right here. It starts right here. The idea is, how do you view the world? That's the first thing. Because some people, if you notice, and I'm going to say this, you're going to keep thinking about people. Some people do good deeds to make themselves happy. I'm going to give you an example. Um, Europe, America, developed countries, or whatever it is, they keep sending aid, right, to Africa. But Africa is not, don't, there's nothing going on with the aid, right? It's not, that's giving. Ladies and gentlemen, if you go meet somebody here and I tell them, oh, give to these children here, they give you, does that actually make them kind? Does that make them, you get to the point I'm making? That's because some people give because it makes them feel good. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, right? But the end game is themselves. You get what I'm saying? So if you're always looking at one instance of, oh, what does this person do to this person, blah, 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 you're always going to miss the mark. You have to look at how people behave. You have to look at their patterns to understand how they give. And so you now, it always starts from a worldview. It doesn't start from your acts. Oh, some people like, oh, I helped this person the other day. I helped this other person. I helped this other person. I helped this person. I'm giving myself to the world. When will I give to myself? But think about the motives. Think about the motives of you going to do it. Some of you go and help people because you know that your problem is coming next year. You want them to help you. Some of you go help people because of social benefits, so that they can say, oh, this person is a helper in chief, the chief helper. Some people are celebrity empaths. They want to be looked at as the person that is the most empathetic person in the whole world. It makes them feel good to be taken as that person. You get what I'm saying? So there's a couple of things that we're talking about here. You guys need to understand life. But the first thing is you got to understand yourself. Question your intentions. A lot of people talk about, oh, I'm good. Also, I ask somebody, do you think you're a good person? So, oh, yeah, I'm a good person. Why do you think why do you think you're a good person? Well, I just want the best for everybody. I just, everybody says that I'm a good person, and all those things. Ladies and gentlemen, that's not how the thing used to work. Start self-reflecting on your true intentions. You cannot passively just become a good person. After a while, you need to actively become a good person. You need to start inside. And I saw somebody post something here, which is exactly what I wanted to say at the first time, which pursuing happiness. We are not created to pursue happiness. Happiness is just another emotion, just like sadness, laughter, anger, grief, income. The issue people started treating like happiness is a destination. That's exactly my point. I talk about this selfishness, and I started this whole thing as a happiness topic. And my one of some of my videos too, I've talked about this. This selfish nature of us now is like, okay, I gotta do this because I'm happy. I gotta help this person because it makes me happy. I gotta get this thing because it makes me happy. You get what I'm saying? And with chasing happiness, just like I was chasing sleep just a couple of hours ago, I was trying to nap. And this is me just sleeping. Say, I must nap, I must nap. And the nap did not really come. I mean, it came, but it was like, I don't even know if I napped. Whereas back in the day, I just wanted to sleep and I just hit the bed and I went. You get what I'm saying? And I'm thinking about other things. So happiness and selfishness, because that's the link, that's what we're talking about in this video. The my theory or my opinion, because it's not my theory, I'm not just making it up. It's online. As you can see, somebody else has said it as well. Is that you have a better chance of finding more long-lasting happiness when you start to decenter yourself. But it starts from decentering your intentions. And decentering your intentions have to go back to decentering your worldview. No, you are not the center of the universe. That's a start. That is my message for today. Join me every Wednesday, 8 p.m., and we talk about topics like this. Now, I'm a comedian, but I also have some nuggets. I also have some nuggets for you, and I have a nugget for your situationship, your relationship, your talking stage, your speaking stage, your shouting stage, your nonsense stage, any stage in life that you are. I have it for you. I'm the number one end times dating coach on the planet. Fortune, thank you for the rose. Happy lady, thank you for the hearts. Daniela, thank you for the heart. I appreciate you. If you are feeling what I'm saying, drop hearts. My mouth is paining me. I'm talking too much. I see some very I see some of my people just coming on. Next chapter 20. I appreciate you. I see all your comments. I've been seeing all your comments on the page. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Miss Lena, Lamar. I see some familiar names. What's going on? What's going on? Haitian breeze. He said drink water. Yeah, my TikTok family. What's going on? Latoya. I feel you. I feel you. So that's all I wanted to come tell you guys today. If you liked this session, don't forget Wisdom Wednesdays. I'm going to be having this is my first Wisdom Wednesdays. That's why it's all over the place like this. I'm going to be taking some guests when that time comes. Let me see what we got here. Chica, what's up? What's up? What's up? Chica Onyeka, I see you. I see you. So I'm going to end by saying this, guys. Of course, I'm going to talk about this another day, maybe next week, right? And we're going to go into maybe the things that you could do to start decentering yourself if you want to be on that platform. By the way, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, whatever it is that you subscribe to, these are the central tenets of it. And the reason why some of those books are very impactful has nothing to do with the Messiah or the messenger or the prophet. Is because those books are at least 2,000 years old. In Islam, I think it's 1,400 years old. And it contains ancient wisdom. You might not believe in whatever they say per se, but the real understanding there is you don't chase happiness. You get what I'm saying? You don't chase happiness. You look for happiness in everything around you. And you don't if you chase happiness, you're thinking about yourself in a selfish way that, oh, this is good for me. What's good for me? Some of you people don't even know what you want. That's the first thing that you got to understand. Some of you guys don't even know what you want. You don't ask, oh, okay. One of the most revealing things in the history of revelation is when you go on a date with people. You say, okay, so what kind of person are you looking for? Most people don't even know what they want. Right? So what makes you feel like you're going to be able to get happiness by just doing the things that you claim you want when you don't even know, you don't even have like you can't even write them down in the first place. And fortune, I see what you say. Is it just like love? Same, yeah, just like love, right? Many times when you chase love, you don't even find it. But when you look for other things and when you look for good people, and when you look like a lot of, I'm going to talk about this one another day. A lot of us actually have all these requirements that we have in men and women and stuff. But if you go to like the dating sites, for instance, if you go to the dating sites, now they've had data and analytics, and they're seeing that people are actually going towards people that they claim they will never go towards before. You get what I'm saying? So you're chasing that love, but you don't even know what you want. So the first thing you got to do, I think, is to decenter yourself and try to immerse yourself in your surroundings. Try to find things outside of yourself, make healthy connections with people, make good relationships. And I think that you have a better chance of finding happiness. Go check my videos. I'm going to be doing this every Wednesdays. On Sunday, I'm going to be doing situationship Sundays. This is over. I'm going now to announcements. Sunday, join me at 7 a.m. 7 p.m. for situationship Sundays. That's going to be crazy because I'm going to be talking about situationships and dating and all those things. And you know me, it's just jokes, but it's serious stuff under the jokes. That's my brand. And on Saturday, I'm going to be doing some comedy things here and there. If you are in Dallas and if you are in Houston, very soon I'm going to be coming to Houston. I'll try to do some things in Dallas as well, but I'm going to be hosting kind of like a little comedy, type scenario. Details are going to be available shortly. That's what I'm working on. I want to give you more FaceTime this year going forward. I'm going to be out and about. I'm still going to be doing my videos. My videos are still going to be popping, but I'm going to be doing some other stuff. So stay tuned and make sure that whatever it is that I put out, go watch, like, comments, repost, do everything, okay? And I'm going to end this live very soon. I really appreciate everybody for joining. Wiz, I see you. Life should be driven by purpose, not by continuous pursuit of happiness. As you do it each week, people start to anticipate and will increase. Oh, yeah, yes. Silbalat. Yeah. I'm also on TikTok too. I got people on TikTok and I'm trying to get my Restream app to do the YouTube thing. So yeah, whatever it is, I'm just gonna be out here talking, and the format is gonna be more structured as I go. This is my first session, so always look out for my lives on Sunday. The topics might get even more controversial as we go, but it was nice. It was nice chatting with you guys. I'll see you guys Instagram. I'll see you guys later. TikTok. I'm gonna see y'all later. Okay. Mm. Okay. Wisdom Wednesdays.